Hey cookie creators and lovers alike, I'm Gabby. St. Patrick's Day is all about the luck of the Irish. Today on the Cool Cookie Show, we're making St. Patrick's Day cookies. For my pot of gold, we'll start by flooding the basin in a bright green. For my soft piping consistency icing, I'm using a number 1 Ateco tip. And for my 15-second consistency flooding icing, I'm using a number 2 Wilton tip. We'll let the basin dry for 6 to 12 hours. We'll let this dry for 3 to 4 hours before we fill it with gold. This pot of gold is all done. For our Clover, we're going to do wet on wet effect with flooding consistency icing. To start, we're going to flood the base in a bright green. For my soft piping consistency icing, I'm using a number 1 Ateco tip. And for my 15-second consistency flooding icing, I'm using a number 3 Wilton tip. Before the icing starts to set, we'll go in with some light green, golden yellow, and white polka dots. This Clover is all done. For our golden coins, we'll start by flooding them in a golden yellow. For my soft piping consistency icing, I'm using a number 1 Ateco tip. And for my 15-second consistency flooding icing, I'm using a number 2 Wilton tip. Before the icing sets, we'll cover it in some gold sprinkles. We'll let this dry for 6 to 12 hours. Our coins are all done. For our lucky leprechaun, we'll start by flooding our face and ears in a skin tone. For our piping consistency icing, I'm using a number 1 Ateco tip. And for my 15-second consistency flooding icing, I'm using a number 2 Wilton tip. We'll let this dry for 20 minutes to an hour. We'll let this dry for 20 minutes to an hour before we finish the flooding. We'll let all of our flooding dry for 6 to 12 hours before we give it some detail. You can find a full list of the tools I use, including this food coloring marker, in the details below this video. A touch of luster dust for some rosy cheeks. This lucky leprechaun is all done. Can you guess what cookie cutter shape I used for the leprechaun? Hint, it has nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day. Let me know your guess in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click subscribe as well as the bell icon to be notified every time I upload a new video. In the meantime, here are some other videos you may enjoy. Thanks so much for watching the Cool Cookie Show. Till next time, stay sweet.